Yes, they certainly do. John Roberts reporting there for us. 70% of the occupied homes in New Orleans, more than 130,000 units, that is, were damaged in the storm. So bringing back the community was a major, major undertaking. And Patrick Phillips knows a lot about that. He is the CEO of the Urban Land Institute, which provides economic analysis of real estate and land use, very much involved in this. And he joins us now from Washington. Patrick, thanks so much.
Thank you, Colleen.
Tell us what kind of a role your group played in the rebuilding.
Well, we were on the ground early in New Orleans. Within a couple of months of the storm, our organization raised about $1 million from our members, which are about 30,000 around the world. We put a team on the ground in New Orleans for about a month. The highlight was really a 50-person panel that worked with hundreds of local residents to assess the issues and chart a path forward in 5 key areas: infrastructure, government effectiveness, economic development, urban planning, and housing.
So it looks like, really there are places where things have gone really well. There are places where, it looks like that storm happened not that long ago. Can you help solve the problem, as John Roberts sort of laid it out there, that sort of evening out of the recovery, the problem in some of the poor areas where you don't get a customer base, you don't get business, you don't get recovery? How would you fix it?
Sure. Well, it'll take time, and I think it's going to be a challenge. There also may be areas that are very, very slow to come back, or that may not come back. I think the lower ninth is a good example, where only about 25% of the population has come back, compared to about 75% citywide, and about 90% of the region population has come back. But those are the people who had the fewest resources, and they faced the greatest challenge in terms of rebuilding. The devastation was the greatest, and the challenges associated with financing reinvestment. There are some highly publicized examples, Musicians Village and Brad Pitt's high-profile project, but by and large, that's going to be a struggle. And of course, as John pointed out, those businesses are slow to come back as well.
Yeah.
What's important to remember, though, is that there's some really good unseen things, or harder to see things, that are happening in New Orleans. An influx of new residents and new workers, for example. They've shown a real uptick in entrepreneurial activity, so we're seeing businesses forming at a rate 2.5 times that before the storm. We're seeing government reforms that are taking hold in public education, in mundane things like the levee boards. That's leading to greater confidence in the public sector and the ability to deliver public services, and that's going to lead to new investment. So a lot you can't see.
Yeah, does that mean that there may be an advantage, if I can put it that way, in the destruction being so complete, in that you have areas where you almost start from scratch? You can do whatever you want.
Yes, it's as tragic as it sounds, and of course there are individuals who are profoundly affected by that, but it does in fact offer an opportunity to do things different. And our organization has really taken a long-term view in New Orleans, and we're looking at how New Orleans can really develop in a pattern that's much more sustainable, much more energy efficient, much more efficient from a fiscal standpoint, delivering public services, making the best use of the taxpayers' dollars. There's a lot of different things that can happen in New Orleans now that the storm has come through. And of course, all of that doesn't mean that you don't want to save the incredible architecture, the great culture, the special qualities that make New Orleans what it is.
I'm sitting here thinking we are many years on with this, aren't we? Many years that we'll be talking about this. Patrick Phillips, thank you.
Thank you, Colleen.